beautiful people. So, I just saw Over the Moon, and for those of you who are unaware, Over the Moon is an animated movie that was released on Netflix a couple weeks ago that is directed by Glen Keane. Now, if you don't know who Glen Keane is a legendary character animator who used to work at Disney. He worked on several Renaissance films like, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, those films. Although he didn't work on Mulan, which is an animated musical set in China. So naturally, his directorial debut is an animated musical set in China. Okay, aside from that, this film has absolutely nothing to do with Mulan, but it's a little pity, don't you think? I mean, that might have been because, Mulan was really just made in the Orlando studio that was at Disney World, while Glen Keane worked at the one in California, so that might be the reason. Man, it's funny. It's funny to just think that he's bitter. So anyway, this film is... you can tell that this was directed by a guy who used to work at Disney because, one, you get that Disney feel throughout the film, and two, it's about our main character whose mom is dead. Wow! But unlike a good chunk of Disney movies, the parent being dead is actually super duper important to the plot. Like, the movie would not work at all if both parents were alive. Like, it would miss the point entirely. So, basically, this girl whose name is Fei Fei, her mom dies, and her mom kept on telling her stories about the moon goddess, on how, she was immortal, but her lover wasn't, and she wanted to create this potion or whatever so that he can live with her forever, because she loves him so much. And is it just me, or is it a little weird that Fei Fei will grow up to be so scientific that she built a rocket to the freaking moon in her backyard, pretty much? Yet, she believes, at age 14, she still believes in something that would basically be the Chinese equivalent of Santa Claus. I don't think this movie really explains it that very well on why she would believe something like that when she seems so scientific. Maybe she would see, like, radar scans from the moon or whatever. I just think the film could have done a better job at explaining that. But, Fei Fei had a really good relationship with her mom, and she is getting pissed that 4 years after her mom's death, her dad is starting to date again. And he's possibly getting remarried to this other woman who has a son who Fei Fei finds really annoying and does not like. So, Fei Fei builds a rocket to the moon, as most kids do, to prove that the moon goddess is real, to show basically some proof that, her mom can be out there too. But the little brother, who I actually forgot the name of, he stows away, and they end up on the moon. And yeah, the moon goddess is real. Big old brightly colored moon kingdom, which is freaking beautiful, by the way. My God, it looks absolutely amazing. It's like candy for your eyes. It's amazing. I love it. Like visually, this film looks freaking amazing. Mainly when you get on the moon. But I'll talk about that when we get to the animation. So basically, the moon goddess basically wants Fei Fei and everyone else who lives on the moon to go ahead and find the gift. which is later revealed to be the second half of an amulet that Fei Fei finds in a mooncake. Okay. So that's basically the plot of this movie. Which, if there's one thing but there's a theme that goes on around the film, and what is ultimately the moral at the end of the day is to let go of the people that you've lost, to move on and accept that your loved one is gone. It can be a bit hard to handle at first, but eventually you're going to have to let the past go behind you and just move on with your life. There will be other people that come in your life that you might love just as much or even more, probably. Well, probably not even more, but still, you gotta move on. And which, it's a really good moral, to be honest. I said, I don't think it's really seen a lot in kids' movies, to be honest. So, I think that's a really good moral to teach the kids, to basically help them cope with a loss that they recently had. Like, say a kid watches this and they lose like a grandparent or something like that, and or a pet or whatever, but that could help them cope with the loss, because both Fei Fei and the Moon Goddess are dealing with similar losses. Fei Fei with her mother and the Moon Goddess with her lover, and the two of them have to learn to let go of the past and move on with their lives. And Fei Fei pretty much and Fei Fei eventually accepts her later to be stepmother and stepbrother, which is very beautiful, to be honest. And this film got me a little emotional. My eyes still remained dry, but they were very close to becoming wet. Now, speaking of wet, let's talk about the animation. I don't know why I did that, but hey, let's talk about the animation. It is beautiful. Freaking beautiful, as I previously stated. Particularly when you get to the moon, the colors are so bright and beautiful, and the designs of the characters on there, most of them are living mooncakes, is weird. But you also get like these blobby little creatures, like the one voiced by Ben John, that's how you spell his name, Ben Jong. And you got these some chickens who ride motorcycles. They call them biker chicks. Yeah. And yeah, it looks beautiful. And even China kind of looks pretty cool. Looks like a normal Chinese area. Although it kind of reminds me more of Chinatown than actual China, to be honest. But I don't know. But then again, I haven't been to either places, so I'm not the best person at all to say this, really. Basically, the animation's good, and the designs of the characters are very well made. It's directed by someone who used to be a character animator, so clearly the character designs and the movements on them would look pretty dang good. So, yeah, props on the animation. The characters are fun. I really like them. I will admit, the little brother kind of does get annoying, but, it's kind of supposed to be that way. Fei Fei basically just wants to prove that the Moon Goddess is real, so that her father won't remarry. And she's determined. She wants to get things right. She's annoyed by the little brother at first, but eventually it grows to get a friendship, a brother-sisterly bond, pretty much. Siblingly bond. And the Moon Goddess is actually very similar to Fei Fei. She also just can't let go of the past and she wants to see her lover. She wants to be with him forever. But the love will still be there. But eventually you're going to have to move on and find someone else to love. There's also this, as I mentioned, this slimy little comic relief thing, which I don't even know how to describe. It's basically like a lizard dog thing, which glows up all over the place. He's voiced by Ben Jong, the guy you get when Josh Gad is too expensive. Yeah, let's be honest, it kind of seems like the type of character who Josh Gad would play. Yeah, but I guess Josh Gad was too expensive, so they got Chang from Community, and Dynamite from Scoob. It was fine in this. I enjoyed Ben Jong's character. He was fun. I liked him. It was kind of pointless, but he was a nice addition to the film. Speaking of kind of pointless, we also have the mute animal sidekicks. Fei Fei has a pet rabbit, who I believe is named Bun Bun, but the pet rabbit eventually gets powers where it can shoot lasers out of his ears, and ends up staying on the moon. So that's arc. Staying on the moon to be with this other rabbit who's the Moonlander's pet. And the little brother has a pet frog. Because little boys gotta have gross pets. Alright, so now let's talk about the songs. The songs are really good, to be honest. The song Rocket to the Moon, I feel, has a bit of a reflection vibe to it. Reflection from Mulan. Again, pointing out the fact that this guy didn't get Glen Keane didn't work in Mulan. The opening song, All About Mooncakes, I think is actually pretty nice as well. It's a song where the little brother and the moon goddess play ping pong. And it's mostly a rap, which it's okay, really. I'm not the biggest fan of rap, with the exception of Hamilton. It was alright. And the Ben Jong sidekick gets its own song, and it's alright. I liked it. The songs are good. I enjoy the songs. The songs are very memorable part of the movie. Yeah. Overall, the film is actually really good. If you have kids, definitely show them this. It's a really good film, and it'll actually teach them to cope with loss very well. And if you're a fan of the 90s Disney Renaissance movies, or literally anything that Glen Keane have worked on, then I say you obviously got to take this a look. This film is really good, and I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it already. But that'll be it for this video. Be sure to leave a like, and comment below and let me know what you thought of the film. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of when future videos will be uploaded. I'm planning to finally get part 3 of my movie marathon madness on the SpongeBob specials. The SpongeBob specials. Sometime next week or the next week after. Basically, I want to get it out this month. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, guys, I'll see you later. Bye!